So we have some camera looking going on right now, but it's still terribly jerky, and it's really fast. So the first thing I can do is I can divide these values that are getting added to the rotation, and I'll divide those by 10, and that will slow down the camera rotation a lot. But we want it to be smoother, and to do that we're going to use the curve command. And what this does is it accepts a destination value, a current value, and then an increments value. And it will divide the difference between the destination and the current value by the increments value and add that to the current value. So the result of that is it will give us a smoothed value. And we're going to do that like this. Our destination value is going to be this whole chunk of code, which is what we were using before for the MX value. For the current value, we're going to use MX, so that'll just keep getting modified as the loop continues. And then let's give it a smoothing value of 6. And we'll do the same thing for the Y value. Okay. And let's run it and see what happens. Okay, that's much better. It's smoother, it's easier to control, and it doesn't feel so jerky. Of course, we want to be able to move around our world and not just look at it. And we're going to use keyboard input for this. So let's have a move value. We'll make that a float. And we'll say key down, key W, minus key down, key S. Okay. So the W key will make us move forward, and the S key will make us move backwards. If this value is 1, if the W key is pressed, and this value is 0, and the S key isn't pressed, then our movement will be 1. If just the S key is pressed, then it'll be 0 minus 1, which is negative 1. If both keys are pressed, then it will be 1 minus 1, and the movement will be 0, as it should be. And now we'll just say move entity cam vec3. We want to say 0, 0, and move for the z-axis. And now we can move around. It's pretty fast, but we can still tweak it a little bit. Okay, first let's add a side-to-side value, and we'll call that Strafe. And we'll say key down, key D, minus key down, key A. You could also use the arrow keys, but WASD is pretty standard, and even I'm getting used to it. And we just use strafe for the x component of the movement vector, and now we can move side to side. Okay, well, we can slow the movement down the same way we slowed down the rotation, and we'll just divide these values by 10. And we can also smooth it out the same way we smoothed the rotation. So we'll say curve, and the target value is going to be this. The current value will be the move variable, and we'll use 20 for the smoothing value, which will make it really nice and smooth. Okay, let's try it like that. So now we have this nice smooth motion. We can look around and navigate, and the controls feel very natural. And there's one more thing we're going to do. We're just going to say hide mouse, and that will hide the mouse icon. So here's our finished camera movement. It's a really useful bit of code that you can use everywhere. And it makes a big difference to have nice natural feeling motion like this.